welcome to KP Sir the Tutor, the perfect channel for your educational guidance. अगर आपने मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है अभी कर लें, and please don't forget to press the bell icon so that you don't miss out any interesting videos. Good morning, children. Today let's start with chapter number 10, Economic Planning in India. I am going to discuss all the objective questions, that is a textual exercise for you. The best part is I'm not only going to give you the answers but also explain you those concepts, and wherever possible I would be giving you which part of the textbook that particular concept is given. So without wasting time, let's start. The first question given to us is choose the correct option. Children, remember, first read the statement properly, only then think about the options. When you read the statement, it should click to you that what content has been asked to you. For example, what are the statements true about the Planning Commission? Now, it is given to you on the starting first page of this chapter, that is page 64. So whenever you go with this, just click about the Planning Commission. The Planning Commission was established in 1950. That's true. The Prime Minister is the ex-officio chairman of the Planning Commission. Sent person, true. Economic planning is time-bound program. Yes, we follow 5-year planning, right? So it's a time-bound program. Economic planning is based on predetermined objectives. Yes, for example, the first plan was totally towards agriculture, the second plan was towards heavy industries, and so on. So the 4 statements are all true about the Planning Commission. The options given to us are A and B, A, B, C and D, A and C, and none of these. As I explained it to you, all the 4 statements are correct about the Planning Commission. Therefore, our answer will be option number 2, that is A, B, C and D. Let's go with the second question. Statements that are incorrect regarding India's 5-year plans. Children, remember, to learn this, you should go through the table given to you on page number 65. It provides us information about all the 5-year plans that India has taken into account. The first is the main objective of first 5-year plan was development of agriculture. It's 100% right. आज़ादी के बाद हमारे पास और कोई source of income नहीं था, and India was an agrarian country. The mistake that our planners did was they put all their efforts only on agriculture, completely ignoring the industry part. Social welfare and poverty eradication were the prime objectives of the 7th 5-year plan. That's dead sure right. It is 120% right. By the second 5-year plan, focus increased on faster and inclusive growth. This is wrong. Faster and inclusive growth was 11th 5-year plan. All inclusive growth and sustainable growth was 12th 5-year plan, whereas the second 5-year plan had all its focus on heavy industries. So this is the wrong statement. Development of both agriculture and industry were the main objectives of 3rd 5-year plan. Yes, जो गलती उन्होंने first 5-year plan में की industry को ignore करके, they repeated the mistake by ignoring agriculture in the second 5-year plan. So it was a 3rd 5-year plan where our planners realized that we have to go hand in hand. Therefore, the incorrect statement is C. Okay, children, the incorrect statement is C. We go with the 3rd statement now. The 3rd question is, we have been given 2 pairs A and B, and we have to identify the correct option. Economic planning in your group A. I think so. Economic planning is a time-bound program. So your first answer should be option D. For your second question, 12th 5-year plan. 12th 5-year plan, my dear children, was sustainable, which I explained it to you just before 3 to 4 minutes. It was focusing on sustainable growth. So your 12th 5-year plan answer should be option C. Niti Aayog is a think tank group of Indian government. It says the National Institution for Transforming India, and it focuses on the think tank group. They think on new methods, ideologies, techniques, programs, and then they implement it, by which our country is going to get transformed into a developed country. Niti Aayog Vice Chairperson is selected by the Prime Minister himself. So let's go with the options now. The options are 1C, economic planning, sustainable growth, which is wrong. So I don't have to go ahead. 1D, yes, that was right. 1D. Second, 12th 5-year plan was sustainable growth, but here it is given to you as B, so I will ignore that too. I go on with the next option. 1D is right, 2C is right. I think that's the right answer. That's where you save your time, because going to option B, it is first economic planning. The answer is think tank group, which they've given, which is wrong. So 1 and 4 automatically out of my option. I have to select from 2 and 3. So 1D, it's present in both. Yes, but the second answer, 12th 5-year plan, is C option, which is satisfied in option number 3. So my correct answer will be option number 3. I explained you how to quickly pinpoint your answers. We go with fourth question. Choose the correct statement. Niti Aayog takes note of dynamic change in the Indian economy. That's true. We are not only focusing on the challenges within the country, but also challenges which are not within India, which are from outside. For example, America putting sanctions on Russia, it will impact our economy. For example, some countries, they said we will not purchase goods from India where children are involved in the industry. That does impact us, like the firecracker industry. So yes, dynamic changes are considered. The second statement is, considering the economic, social and technological differences in underdeveloped districts, the body plans to implement various programs and bring out economic changes. True. Now just see over here, it's socio-economic, technological differences. Right? That means because of the dynamic nature, we are not only restricting ourselves to the cities, but also to the underdeveloped districts. So I feel both the statements are correlated, and the second statement is the result of the first statement. The options are, statement 1 is correct. Yes, it is. Statement 2 is correct. Obviously, it is correct. Statement 2 is a result of statement 1. Yes. There is no relation between statement 1 and 2. No. Now see how to, there's so confusion how to select the right answer. 1 is correct, 2 is correct, but second is the result of 1. That will be more appropriate, and hence your answer is option number C. Let's start with the second question. Give economic terms. The first question asked to you in this is, conscious and deliberate choice of economic priorities by some public authority. Children, this is economic planning. This is the base of the chapter. This is a starting point that every teacher will use to explain you all. Planning cannot be done by any Tom, Dick and Harry, because to do planning, you have to bring people from expert areas together. The persons having knowledge in financial department will make financial planning. Same way the people, those who are into education department will make education planning. People, those who are good in sports and sports ministers, they are interested the responsibility of planning for the sports calendar of India, and so on. So the answer is economic planning, which is given to you on page number 64, and this basic statement can be easily found from Barbara Wooten's definition. You can just check over here. Planning is a conscious and a deliberate choice of economic priorities by some public authority. We go with question number 2. A group of people called forth by the government to discuss various problems and also try to find solutions to them. Children, this is what the BJP government has introduced in the year 2017. Yes, Niti Aayog. It's a national institution for transforming India, and the main logic behind this is to bring people who can think about new opportunities and take our country to the higher level. So it is the work of the think tank, and therefore the answer to this statement is think tank, given to you on page number 66. It is a green box which is shown to you as under. Think tank is a group of experts who are gathered together by an organization, especially by a government, in order to consider various problems, try and work out ways to solve them. So these were the answers for your economic terms. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is identify and explain the concepts from the given illustrations. The first question is, Saile's mother maintains a book of accounts for household purposes and plans the expenditure accordingly. Children, the two things to focus over here is books of accounts. Whenever you maintain books of accounts, that means you are recording your transactions. What transactions? You will have done in bookkeeping and accounting subject, right? Financial transactions. That means Saile's mother is maintaining financial transactions ka record. Based on that, she is planning her expenditure also. In other words, she is planning economy, and therefore the answer is economic planning. Now the question is, but sir, there is Saile's mother. But obviously when we talk about individuals, we individuals are the authority in our home. For example, when I am earning, I have full authority to spend money, to save money when it comes to my income. Similarly, Saile's mother and her father, they are the sole authority in their house. So the answer will be economic planning. I hope my explanation has satisfied you. We go with the next question. Ramabai gets a subsidy on domestic LPG directly transferred to her bank account. Children, if you just recollect your chapter, this is about the services which was mentioned in the 12th Fire Plan. And in that it was mentioned that everything will be attached to Aadhaar. Yes, today we don't have to stand in queues to get our subsidies. It is directly credited in our bank account. So the answer is direct cash transfer, which is also given to you on page 66, point number 7 under service delivery. This was a major target of 12th Fire Plan, in which subsidies and other benefits were shifted directly to our bank account by using Aadhaar platform. That means when you connect your Aadhaar number with your bank account, all the government related payments, subsidies, even you get refund on your income tax paid, are directly credited to your bank account. We go with question number 3. To solve classroom related issues, a teacher forms a group of students. This group discusses the problems and finds solutions to it. That means the teacher is involving the students in discussion and is trying to bring the answers from them. This is similar to the think tank. Right, children? Think tank, which was the basic of Niti Aayog. So the concept is think tank, given to you on page number 66. It's a group of experts who are gathered together by an organization, usually by a government, in order to consider various problems, try and work out ways to solve them. We proceed with the next question. The next question is to read the passage and answer the questions given below. Children, when you read the passage, just see to it that you give minimum 2 to 3 minutes in slow reading the passage. Take a pause on every full stop. Analyze the statement and then proceed further. Now when we get where is the union budget usually presented? If you see the first statement, the finance minister of central government presents. Where is it usually presented? He presents the union budget before the parliament during the month of February every year. So your answer is presents the union budget before the parliament. We go with the second question. What are aspects are considered while preparing the budget? Now when you read it further, children, you can see over here, besides this, provisions are also made for allocating expenditure on defense, education, research and development. These are the various aspects, right? कहाँ कहाँ तुम लोग पैसा खर्च करने वाले हो गवर्नमेंट का. So your answer is the following aspects are considered while preparing the budget. They are expenditure on defense, education, research and development, etc. Never write exactly the statement of the passage in your answer. You will not get full marks. Remember active to passive. Remember direct and indirect speech. Always use indirect speech. Okay, children, we go with the third question. Why is the date of presenting the budget shifted to 1st of February? Why? You can check the next statement. The date for presenting the budget has been shifted to the 1st of February every year. This enables generation of funds well in advance prior to the commencement of the financial year. Okay, so now we get the answer. The date for presenting the budget has been shifted to the 1st of February every year because it enables the generation of funds well in advance prior to the commencement of the financial year. Explain the term budget. Just go to the second statement. The budget, also referred to as the annual financial statement, reflects the estimated receipts and expenditures of the government for a particular financial year that begins on 1st of April and ends on 31st of March. Children, I have tried to make it simple. You can see there's a color combination. The color in the question and the color in the passage represents the same answer to the question. I hope this is benefiting you. If you like it, please do subscribe to my channel and also write some comments regarding if you want something extra to be done from myself. Thank you very much. All the best for your examination.